Today I'm gonna be ranking my PA levels. There are 6 tiers and an additional PGF tier for PGF levels. So let's start. PGF obviously goes to PGF tier. You can't compare it to anything else. It's just that good. Prism? I gotta admit, Prism is probably one of the worst levels I've ever made. The helpers are really short and almost impossible to react to, and it's basically just Turkish March, so I'm gonna put it to F tier. Colorblind, the infamous cancelled level, it's actually pretty good. It starts out as a prefab spam level, but it gets kinda better after that. I also tried to add more ideas that I saw in other levels and previews, like particles, in a single section. But either way, this level is pretty good, so I'm gonna put it to C tier. Some people still like it, but it didn't age really well. Holy War. It's a collab between me and Miftunir. It's a very hard level, so hard that Scout could only beat it a few years after its release. It was pretty fun to make and still looks fun to play, but I promise you it's not. I'm gonna put it to B tier. It was gonna be a part of collection with Boom Kitty songs, but it died. Turkish March. Well, it's like 3 prefabs repeated for 4 minutes with a camera flip section, which is horrible gameplay. I'm gonna put it to F tier, just like Prism. Although, like DXL said,
like this level is a classic. It's a classic level. It's such an iconic level.
Tension, the original one, I made it in a few days. Problem is, I don't even remember what the original looks like. That's all you need to know about it, so it goes to D tier. Theory of Everything, the first level in the polygon. Pretty good start, with a cool cutscene in the beginning, and kinda gimmicky, according to some people. I'll probably put it to B tier. It's a pretty solid level. Bonus points for starting the polygon. Pyenggyent, the remake of PGF, got really popular, really fast, for obvious reasons. I'd honestly say it's kinda boring, despite being a remake of PGF, but it has better quality than my older levels, so I think it deserves A. Sonic Blaster, the second level of the polygon. It isn't really anything special, has a cutscene again though, but well, I still like it. I'm gonna put it to B tier. Tension Remake, it's mostly prefab spam, but organized prefab spam, because it's a JSAP level, obviously. It was also remade by Linkeop. It does feel kinda repetitive over time, so I wouldn't put it to A tier, despite it having pretty good quality. I'm gonna put it to B tier. Quixotic, the winner of one of the contests. I forgot which one. It's a level made out of hexagons. Still feels fun to play, I put a lot of effort into it, and if the deadline wasn't extended, you all wouldn't even see it. I think it's gonna be the first level in S tier. Marble, a really funky level. It was fun to make, but well, I'm gonna put it to B tier. It's already getting pretty big. Shockwave, a very quickly made anniversary level. Nothing much, just old PA style from 2019 I think, or even earlier. So I'm gonna put it to C tier with Colorblind. Earthquake, another level of the polygon and another boss level. Still pretty solid, though I feel like the animation could have been made better by me. It also has a gimmick of you playing as the antagonist. People were talking about it a lot. I say it deserves A tier. Biceps, a level with only white colored attacks and different background colors. People were saying that the transitions in this level are very good, and I can't disagree. It was really fun to make. It feels like some sort of a challenge when you play it. Despite not being very complex, I still feel like it's a very good level and probably one of the best levels I've made. I'm gonna put it to A tier. I personally really like this level. Opia, the level that I was supposed to release a few years prior to its original release date. It also got a remake in JSAP, but I need some practice. I'd say it's fun, but it's not really memorable or really original. Probably gonna go to C tier. PP Song. My part in PP Song had pretty high quality and even had this. But on its own, it wasn't really anything special. It was just a solid part. Probably gonna go to C tier as well. PGF 2 goes to PGF tier. Ripples, a collab between me and Blaine. I like the color choice in this level and the way I animated the PA heart closer to the end. It's a good level, I like it. My part in PA Memories 3 was the Earthquake remake. It definitely has much better animation than the original one, though everything else is mostly the same. The attacks are a bit better though. It's a good one, it goes to A tier. Necros Snowmelt, a collab with a lot of variety. That's why my part always kind of felt off for me in this collab, mostly because it was a calmer part of the song, but the part itself was made in my pretty normal style. Not a lot of attacks, not very hard, but the effects in this part, like these CRT lines and the sine wave background, they're pretty good, so it deserves B tier. Next is Time Leaper, the level that took way longer than I thought, but it turned out really good. It was kinda rushed by the end. It's not perfect, but it's really good for me, at least. The feedback didn't meet my expectations entirely, but it was clear to me that people were happy to see it and play it. I'm glad, and it makes me want to work on the polygon more. It's also the first level in a while that I've made without cutting the song, and it was torture. I'm never gonna do it again. Aside from that, S tier. Turkish Mars Remake is a level that I planned to make in 2022 and then made it in 2024 in like 3 days or 4 days, I think. The remake of that prefab spam abomination was pretty good, and I tried to use that effect of helpers being just pure gray instead of transparent. And it's a success, because DXL enjoyed it, so B tier. It's not anything special, but it's pretty good. So there you go, the tier list of my API levels so far. That is some weird stuff. If you wanna make your own list of my levels, I'll leave the link in the description. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching.